So we talked about validation rule once again. So the validation rule is firing when the save button is clicked. It is a blocker. So this is the action which is firing before save, right? It is making sure that the record is not saved if the validation rule is violated, if the data is not according to you. So it's a before save event. Then we have process automation. Process automation is also firing when you're hitting the save button. But this is an after save event most of the time. Yeah, we'll get into more details. Not everything, but mostly this is after save event, and this automates some manual actions. You can automate some actions after a save of record has happened, right? So you can make some automatic stuff so that the life is easier for the end users. What are the different automation, process automation in Salesforce you can do? Let's compare. Salesforce automation primarily started with workflow. Workflow rules is the most oldest automation. Workflow rule fires after save. And what can you do here? You can create a task. You can update any field. Send email. And send outbound message. What is outbound message? We'll discuss. So what you can do that automatically, you can create a task. We'll see how it is done. Update a field value. Like if the workflow rule is firing on account and one of the field you want to automatically fill values with it, right? You calculate based on something else. You want to fill automatic fill the values of one of the field of a account. You can do that here. If it is a master detail relationship and it's a child on which the workflow rule is getting written, you can also update any field on the master parent, master detail parent. Okay, so either workflow rule will update any other field on which you are writing the workflow rule, on which object you are writing workflow rule, any of the fields of that object, or if it is a master detail child, then you can update the parent fields also. That is the benefit. Okay. Second is process builder. This came next. It is also after save. Here you can do all these things. Plus you can also do you can insert records. You see, creating records is not allowed here, right? In workflow rule. But here you can create records, right? That gives a huge benefit. You can also work on child records, multiple child records, which is not possible here, right? You can only work on your parent, master detail parent only, or your own fields. But here you can also work on child records. This is a process builder. Third is flows. The most powerful, and this is going to be the next future. This fires before save and after save, both. And pretty much whatever you are able to do using workflow and process builder, you can do using flows. And that is the reason why Salesforce has announced that both workflow rules and process builder will be retired very soon. It is important to understand these two, because you have to migrate, many orgs will migrate this logic from workflow rules, process builders to flow in future. And flows, so that is very important to understand how these were working. But the idea is the next, anything new you will create, always you will be using flows, and flows is more powerful. Flows you can fire before save and after save, and you can do whatever you are doing using process builders and workflow rules. The last option is basically coding, that is triggers. Anything very complicated, which is not possible using flows, you will go using triggers. Triggers also fire before save and after save. Right? But this is programming. For this, you have to learn a language called Apex, which is exactly similar to C# or Java. Exactly same, no change, no difference. Any questions so far? Good. Now, let us see how these we will cover these three today. Apart from there is another drag and drop automation which is called approval process, which is very frequently utilized, wherein you will put a record for approval and there can be an approver or rejecter, and based on that you can take some actions. So you can see there are 5 process automation tools which we talked here till now. Now let us look into details of these 4. So what is my requirement? My requirement is whenever an account is getting created, I want to update one of the account fields with some values, send an email to the account owner that their new account has been created successfully. And I also want to create a task that I will automatically call this guy after 3 days. That is my requirement, right? So because I want to automate, why I want to automate? Usually this is what is basically a end user does. So I don't want him to do this all manually. I want to automate. So if you search with process automation in Salesforce, you will see this whole list, process automation. We discussed approval process, we discussed flows, we discussed process builders, we discussed workflow rules. So we are going with workflow rules first. And what we said, there are 4 items which we can do. We'll see this. So which object are we firing this? When the account is getting created, right? So we are selecting the account object to write a flow, and account create automation, right? This is my, there are 3 options. When the account is getting created, I can do this. I can fire this workflow rule every time there is a save button is clicked. So whenever the first time the record is created and every time it is edited, whenever you hit the save button, you can fire this workflow. If you can do that. Otherwise, you will say that the first time the record is created, fire this. And anytime I put a criteria down below, so if the record changes to fulfill the criteria, then only it will fire. That means the filter criteria will be matched once and that's it. It will not fire again. So in edit mode, it will only fire once, because if you want to fire again, then you have to change this value again to something else, then only it will fire. So this is quite easily, you can say that fire this in create and anytime or only once when the filter criteria matches. So something like this. It is easier to remember, right? Okay. So what we are doing here, I will selecting created. We are saying that account is active. At that point only fire it. And you say that account is equal to yes. Save and next. Now I have created a workflow rule. Now the rule is created, the criteria is created. Now I have to define the actions, what I am going to do in this workflow. We said we can do 4 things: create a task, So we send an email, send outbound message, and send a field update. Create a task, we know. Email alert is sending a mail. We'll see how it works. And then we'll also see, we will update any of the field. Outbound message is sending values of Salesforce outside of Salesforce to any other system. Okay. Advanced topic, will not discuss this, but it is used for integrations with Salesforce, with any other systems, right? Okay. So now first let's create a task. What task? I will want to call this guy after 3 days, right? So whom I will assign this? Probably the account owner. Subject will be need to call. What is the due date? Account created date plus 3 days. After 3 days, I want to call this guy, and status will be high, right? So what I am doing is that after the account is created, immediately after 3 days, I will have a action item which is pending on me, and that needs to be done. Where will I see that? We'll see that later. So task is created. Second is I want to do a field update. Okay. So what field update do I need to do? Update description. What is the field I want to update? Maybe the description of account, right? I want to automatic fill some value here. What is the value? Here I will say this account is now active. That's it. So I have a update on description, which is I want to automatic fill, so the user don't have to type it again and again. When the account is marked as active, I want to fire this, right? Third is I want to send an email. Before you send any kind of email in Salesforce, you have to create an email template. So you go to email template. There are classic email template, lightning email template. You can create both. Classic is easier. So let me create one. So it's a text mail we are using. You can do HTML also, wherein you can format it, make it bold, things and so on. Okay. So unified public classic email templates, I have to do that. Available for use, I have to tick. Otherwise, you cannot use this template. I say account active. Account active is the email I want to send. What is the subject? Account is active. Hi, account is active and assigned to you. Regards, admin. So this mail will go out to the account owner. I want to send this to the account owner, right? But which account? Every account, if he create 5 accounts, every account will have the same email ID. How will he know that which account got active? So how do I differentiate it? I need to get some signature of that account, some values of that account to send to the owner so that he can understand. So I will go to account fields, select the account name. So this is creating a copy merge field value. I will copy this and I will now paste it here. So now it is the account. This will be runtime filled with that account which is active, and it is like a variable and is active and assigned to you. So this is a smart tag which will be filled up by Salesforce itself. Now I save it. So I have account active email template. Now I go back to my workflow. Here is that work automation. Now I will add a new automation. Now here I am sending an email. Active email. Email template is what? account active email template, which I have used. I want to send this to account owner. Add him and save. That's it. So three actions I have already done. So what I am doing, I am automatically creating a task. I am automatically sending an email. I am updating a description field automatically. So this is a process automation, right? Automatic items I am doing. I have to activate this, otherwise it will not work. I have to activate it. Now let us go and test it. I will go to Sales app. If I go and create a workflow test, and if I hit a save, will it work? What do you think? Any ideas?
I think it should work.
Yes, sir.
There is no penalty in speaking.
Yeah, I think it should work, sir, because we haven't added like criteria
What?
should be like created.
Sorry?
Because I think we have selected in the beginning that the criteria is only to be created.
Yeah, so it is save, right? So this is creation, right? I'm creating a new one. I'm saving it. Am I seeing any task? Nothing there, right? Let's go to the description field. Nothing there. So nothing worked. Why? Let's go back to the workflow rule. You see, this is the rule criteria. Active equals to yes, then only it will fire. So you created an account, but it did not match. It did not match the work criteria, right? So it is very important that you understand that we have to fulfill the criteria, then only the workflow will work. So active has to be set to yes. Now you see, you have an upcoming task. You need to call this guy in 3 days. That means today, whatever date I am basically creating it, this is the creation date. This is created date plus 3 is populating here. In the description, this account is now active, right? And did I get a mail? Just go and check my email. Here, account workflow test 2 is active and assigned to you. I've got a mail. Any questions so far? Pretty easy. Now let us go to see process builder, how process builder works. Quite similar. This is process builder. Just like workflow rule, you have also, let us create automatic. Process builder allows you to do something which the workflow does not allow you to do. What? Creation of records, right? So let's now try creation of record. Auto contact. That is what we want to do. Auto contact. What is this? This is the when a record changes. I want to automatically create a contact when an account is created. Which object I will select here? This will run on account, right? Because the event is happening on account. When a record is created. I can do it every time the record is created or edited. Not needed, right? Only for the creation I want to do that. What is the criteria? Let us set up the same criteria. Account has to be active. Which field I have to select? Active, right? Is active. Choose this field. Account has been selected. Equals pick list value. What is? Yes, that's it. Only one condition, right? Same to workflow. Let's save it. So this is running on account create. When the account is active, what is the actions? You see, this is a huge list of actions. In workflow, we had only 4 actions, right? Here you can do anything. You can update records, submit for approval, call another process from here, call a flow from here, send email alert. Similarly, right? We will create an email alert also. Create a record. This is what exactly we want to use. Auto contact. What kind of record are we creating? Contact record. This one. Let's select contact. When you want to create a contact, the mandatory fields will automatically show up for you. You have to select the mandatory fields, right? So now, apart from last name, you have let us also fill up the first name. So last name, there are 3 ways of filling it up. Either you put a hard-coded value, field reference, or formula. If I do a field reference, then I can use any of the field. Like I also need to associate this contact with that account, right? For that, the account ID field has to be filled up, right? Instead of putting a specific ID, I will go and use a field reference. Why? The process builder is firing on whatever account. I want to fill that account ID there. If I do that, then it is basically it will associate itself, right? This account will get associated to this account, which is basically firing this process builder. So I need to do that. First name, I can put a hard-coded value. I can say that automatic or process builder process. Let me mention process. And last name, I want to make it dynamic. I don't want to make a static value, because otherwise all accounts will see the same contact, right? You will not be able to understand this contact belongs to which account. It is the exact same name, process, something if you want to give. So I will now use a formula here, and let's build a formula. Let me use the account name field. So let me choose account name. And what I am trying to do here? Let's put account name. Yeah, name is already fine, so that's fine. So use this formula. So what I'm doing is that in the first name I am filling a hard-coded text called process. In the last name I am putting the account name, and in account ID I am referencing it with the account ID. That's why it is getting connected. So lookup field I am filling up. First name I am hard coding with some string value, and last name I can use a field reference also. But if I do it a formula, then I can add here something like this. Auto. Or I can start with auto. Auto hyphen account. I want to use this. Yeah, now save it. And I have to activate it. Let's activate it. So let's test it now. If I go to account, this time I am testing a process builder test 1. And I have to activate it. So please make sure now the flow will also fire. My process build will also fire, because both criteria are getting matched. So now I am seeing my workflow is working, right? Apart from that, I also see a contact getting created. You see? And how is this contact created? What are the names? You see? Process was hard coded, first name, and last name was auto hyphen account name. It got created. This is the account, and account ID got fulfilled. That's why the lookup field is also a reference, and I can see it below my account. So automatic contact I am able to create. Any questions so far?
Yes, no.
Okay, good. Now we'll see how this works with flows. A flow is far more sophisticated than workflow and process builders. Flow, the difference between flow and workflow and process builders are many. So let's go through that. I think I will go here directly. If you create a new flow here, there are 5 kinds of flows you can create. If you want to automate anything on record saving, then you should use this one, record triggered flow, right? That works quite similar to how workflow rules work or process builder works, right? That is automatic, some things you do when the save button is clicked. But flows also gives you UI, that means screens. If you want to create some screens, do something, get some user inputs, that is a screen flow. If you want to schedule something that automatically runs in the night, automatically, Salesforce will run this and do something, you can schedule. If you want to do event specific things, advanced topics, you can use this one. And if you want to call this flow from a process builder, from code, from another flow, then you have to use this one. It's a subflow. Okay, you can create it. So right now we are going to record trigger flow, then we will see the screen flow, but these 3 are advanced topics, we will not cover that. So let's choose the freeform technique. So which object I want to do that? Just give me one second. Okay, so which object we want to fire it? Account object, right? When we want to fire it, again, record is created. You can also fire it when the record is updated, when the record is created or updated, when the record is deleted. Yeah, you can set entry conditions, same. What is the condition I want to do? Of course, I want to set is active equals to yes, right? Here, when you see this, it is very important that you choose the right option. Here, this is an active field. That means you have to equate this with the pick list values. There are global constants also. Global constant would be fixed values if you want to use it. If you choose global constant true, it will not work because this is a pick list value. It is not a checkbox. If you are using a checkbox, then you have to use this global constant true or false. So please make sure you do not make mistakes there. So data type must match. So it will fire when the record is created and it is active equals to true. Now you see, optimize the flow for fast field updates, runs before record is saved or database. So if you want to update a field value, just like we did this, as I said, flows can run before saving of a record or it can run after saving of the record also. When to choose this one, when to choose this one. If you are working on any record or object which is not firing this flow, then always choose the action and related records. If you are working on any of the fields on the same record which is firing the flow, then choose this. So if you want to pre-populate any value on any of the fields, go forward and always use the before save trigger, before save option. But if you want to do or create some records, update some other records which is not firing this flow, then basically choose this one. Here what our job is to create another contact, automatic contact. The same thing like process builder was doing. So it is a different record which I want to insert, right? So I will choose action and related records. If I wanted to auto populate some field values, then I would have chosen this one. Any clear, guys? So let's select this one. These are some of the items which you can do. If you choose a before trigger, you will say, see, if you choose this one, before flow, then you will see you cannot insert any new record, you cannot delete any record. You can only update records and you can fetch records, right? But if you go and create, choose this one, then you can see more options. Okay. So what I am trying to do here, I will try to create record. Exactly same, auto contact or automatic contact, or let me say create contact. How many values? Only one I need to do that. Use values from the record I can also do. Use separate values. Let's use separate values. Which object? Contact. Which field? Last name. Mandatory, right?
ভাই ব্যস্ত নাকি?
এই একটা ক্লাস নিচ্ছি, আমি তোকে কল ব্যাক করছি।
আচ্ছা।
তুই কি বাসা? হ্যালো, sorry about it. So here last name field, where what value will I fill up in last name? Let's build a formula type stuff, right? Here I want this to be auto hyphen. I want some values first, which is, this is the global variable which Salesforce is giving us to access the values which is firing the workflow, the flow. Which record is firing our flow? This dollar record. That is the account, right? We have selected the account. So all the fields of that account which is firing the flow is only available here. So I want to take the account name. Same, right? You can type it also here. Account name has come. I want to put the auto hyphen before that. Right? So this will go into my last name. Same for the first name. I want to do the same so that you can compare it. In the first name, you can put directly flow, right? And third is account name, right? You have to associate that account ID value has to be pulled up. So where will I get it? Again, recorded and ID field. Right? That is what I need. This ID. So that is all. I have filled up the lookup field. First name I have hard coded. Last name I have added auto hyphen and that name field. Done. Bus. Save. Auto contact. And activate it. Now let's test. So I am now testing another. This is flow test. One. And active is true. Again, now the workflow will fire, the process builder will also fire, and the flow will also fire. So my task is getting created. My email is coming to me. Flow test 1 is created. My process builder is creating the contact. My flow is also creating another contact, right? Flow, auto flow test flow 1. And it is also associating this to my this thing. So you see, so powerful. The same thing what we were doing in process builder, we can do that using flow. So flow can be more diverse. What are the other things which we can do using flows? Flows, basically you can create records, you can delete records, get records. That means if you like, you want to delete all the child records, what do we have to do? Then you have to get all the child records, then like fire the delete records. If you want to loop through all the records, then you have to use this loop variable. If you want to assign anything, like I will show this create record in a different form. So here, instead of directly going to create record and putting the values here, I want to, like, if you want to take a shower, what you can do? You can fill a bucket with some water and pour over to you, or you can just switch on the shower and direct the water can sprinkle on you, right? Both options are possible for you to take a bath. And it's up to you to choose the way you want to take a bath, right? So this option which we are taking is directly putting the values into the fields, into that action itself, right? Instead of doing this, you can have a cleaner approach. If you have multiple records you are trying to use, you cannot do this way, right? If you have multiple, like this, you have to do multiple values. You want to create 3 or 4 contacts, you cannot do that this way, right? Then they are asking for a record collection. So what we can do is that instead of 1 value, probably I want to create 2 values, right? So how do I do that? So I will go to a manager field and create a new resource from here, or I can in a create record. If I select multiple, in record collection also a new resource is there, so I can create it from here also. What is this? It's a variable. So this is a bucket wherein I'm storing the values. I will say auto contacts or new contacts. What is the data type? Data type is record, right? I am creating records. Which data type? Contact record. And it must allow multiple values. This needs to be ticked. Otherwise, it will only have store 1 value, right? Ignore these 2, not needed. So I have now created a bucket to store 2 contacts, which I want to create at one shot. So create contact still remains. Now I want to create 2 contacts. So now I have an assignment variable which I want to use. This is the job of that basically brings your creation into 4P. So before I move into assignment variable, maybe I have to run this twice, right? There must be 2 variables which I have to assign, right? So let's first go to the loop. So what I have to do is that I will take 1 contacts and iterate over it. I can do this way, or let us iterate. Let us create a action variable. So let us assign some. So let's say fill values. Which variable I want to assign? Contacts, right? This value, this is the variable wherein I want to add some values, right? So I have to create now another new resource so that I can fill the values. What is the new resource? This time I will create 1 contact at a time. So I will create contact 1. What is the data type? Again, record. This time I am not using allowed values. So I am selecting contact and done. So I am adding contact 1 in this, right? In assignment, I can go and add another also. here I can do a contact to. What is the data type? I can record. Which object? Contact object. Done. So, so new contacts is now filled with two variables. One is this one, first contact. Second is another contact. Both values are now added to new contacts variable. So this is variable 1, variable 2, variable 3. One is a list variable, and these are record variables. And this is the record list variable. Record list variable is important when you are doing an update or create. You should not do a update or create one by one if there are multiple records involved. You should do it through a list. It is very important. Otherwise, database trips will increase and it will hit performance. Okay. So now I have an assignment wherein contact 1 and contact 2 are added to new contact. But where is the contact 1 and contact 2 values? I have to set the contact 1 and contact 2 values, right? So I have another assignment. Or it would be easier for us to use a loop. So fill values again. On each. Which collection? New contacts is the collection. I will go from first item to the last item. So I'm looping it. I will loop through this one. What I will do? Here again, I will do an assignment, right? What assignment I will do? Fill value. Fill contact. Which variable? Current item from loop variable. Current item means the first item contact 1, right? Its first name equals to 1. Auto 1. First name. Current item. Last name equals to flow. Now let's put the account name with it, right? So I will go to the record and I will put the name. And I have to associate this contact with the account. The account ID equals to this record. I will choose the record. And I will put the ID field inside it. The same thing I will do. Auto that's fine. Auto 1 and auto is fine. Auto, let's do this one, and I can do whatever. Another thing I can do is that okay. So what I am doing now, I am looping through this 2 contacts for each item in this collection. I'm done. And then after the last item is done, I will loop it back, right? I don't want to do any other step. It's just filling the values and sending it back to the loop. When the loop is complete, I want to then create the records, right? And I will now put the values here. Let's save it. Auto contacts. And let's see if it is working. When you are saving this, you see version 2 is created now. The older version is gone. Your changes is now the previous flow no longer exists. Now you are basically firing this one. So let's see it is working or not. So I will create a new contact. Sorry, New account. Flow 2. If this does not work, how to debug? We'll see that also. Let's do yes. So it is not creating the flow, right? So why it is not creating? How do I debug it? I have to go and do a debug here. And I want to start condition. I can select anything like this. Why did not it run? What I can do is that I can skip the condition requirement and run this. So what is happening? You see. So create contacts. It is running immediately, filling the values. Then it is looping through the values, creating them, and let's see, create records, create contacts. You see, these values are not filling up. Yeah. So what is happening? Let's see. Start condition is new add contact 1, new add contact 2. So new contact is null, right? This one, these two are null. So I have to basically fill the values here directly. If assign these values here, add it here, and then create the contact. Simple. Or this is the values I am filling it up. This is the different loop which is creating. So account ID equal result. Okay, fill contact each. Account is 2 is also filled. When I'm creating contact, it is stored in new contacts. That is file. It is, we have to add this to a new list and we have to loop it. So what we have to do? Edit flow. Let's remove it. Let's delete this one. Let's see what are we doing here. We are filling up the values in for loop. Rather doing this, if we make assignments, what is the value? Contact 1, first name, photo 1, contact 1, record ID, contact 1 dot account, contact 1 dot last name equals to maybe record dot name. Assignment 1. Similarly, I can do another assignment, contact 2. Its name. Oh, this needs to be hard coded. Maybe auto 2. Contact account ID equal to record ID. And contact last name. Equal to record dot name. So I have created two assignments. One is assigning here, one is assigning this, and here I am assigning contact 1 and contact 2. Done. And after I am doing this, and then save as, and let's activate this. Let's go back, refresh it, and let's try if this works. Flow 3 and active is equal to 6. Now you see flow 1, auto contact 1, auto contact 2, both flows are now created, right? So I am assigning these two values, and then basically I am going through assignment, putting this in a list, and just firing the list for creation. That's it. Any questions so far?
Sir, here we cannot.
Can you be louder?
Sir, here we cannot. Can we able to fill up the details of email address and when we have to call?
Yeah.
This type of.
Yeah. If you say that in contact, I want to fill up the email, you can fill up. Contact @case.com. Up to you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So here then it will then start your so you see email ID is getting filled.
Yes, sir.
It's up to you
Sir,
to
at the-
fill you want to fill. Yeah.
Okay, okay, sir. At the first, sir, in workflow, sir, upcoming and overdue. Here, the option is here is shown that need to call. This
Yeah.
type of thing cannot be shown in this process.
I am not getting it. Can we come again? What you're trying to do?
Sir, at the first you have described about the workflow, na?
Mhm.
So here it is shown that upcoming and overdue option here it is at the right side.
Yeah.
So here it is shown that need to call October 12th.
Yes.
The date is given.
Yes.
So how can we add this in flow? This option.
You
the
tell me.
flow.
How can we do this in flow?
At first we have to enter in the assignment. Contact one.
Assignment what? Tell me.
Assignment.
Let us change this. What object are we creating when we are creating a task?
Account object.
Account object is that this is the main object, but when I am showing this one, need to call, what I am creating here?
Contact.
Contact is these.
No, task.
Absolutely.
Task.
So I have to create a task, right? I have to use a
Okay.
create task. And you can choose the task record. It's called activity. Yeah. Sorry, what is this? Create a record of this type. So, okay. This one. Which object? Yeah, this is the task.
Okay.
Put the field. What is the call type? Call type is call type is not required. What is that? Maybe subtask. Here I will log a call. And I'll do a subject. Next call. and you could put related to, this is the record object, right? I will put the ID. Add this, save.
Okay,
Next
sir.
call is created, right? So no contacts this time. I'm creating a task. Flow is very powerful. You can do whatever you want, right?
Okay, sir.
So here flow can also be utilized to create some screens, by the way. So now probably I will create a new contact from screen. So I will put a screen this time, and there is a name field which gives everything. So if I drop it, I get first name, last name, everything. So it's like contact. And here I will say I can store this in manually assigned variable, or I can use this as a screen itself, and I do a done. And I create record, and I say that new con or my contact or create one record, right? Maybe I will grab the values separately from where? From my screen. So what is the first name? I already got it. You see, contact details is the screen name. So I will get the first name, last name. So the screen will start this, give me a screen like this. Then I can go and create a record, save it. New contact screen. Save, activate it. Now the good part is that this flow can be embedded on lightning screens. It can also be fired from actions. What is action? If you have already completed your trailheads, tell me how to create an action. In account, how can I create a new action? First, let's embed this on account screen. I want to do this account. I want to fetch this screen on this. Can I do that? There are many ways of doing it. I can go to the account and I have a record page here. I can create a new record page from here, or I can, the easiest way is go here and do a edit page. If I edit page, it will open directly in Builder. Okay, and here I can drop a flow on top of here. Now in flow, I can select my new one, new contact string. Yeah, and save. and it will ask for activation. By default, there is no page. Now I can set this as org default. That means this page will be available for everybody. All people who is working in account can see this new change. Or you can say that this will only appear in sales object or sales app. That you can do, that is app default. Or you can only specify this for some record types or profiles. I will go and make this as org default. Do it for desktop, phone, everything. Save. If I do that, now go to account page. You see this new contact screen is here. If I say test flow today and do a next, and I go to contact, I say test flow today is created already. Okay, so I can embed this screen, this new flow screen in any record page. Okay. Second, I can also do that in home pages. I can go to home page and drop it on my home page. Go here, change this to new contact screen, say activate it for everybody or default. So if I do that, what happens? If I go to the home page, I have a new contact screen here directly. I don't even have to drop to account or contact. I can start creating contacts from here. Many people create leads on the home page. It's a very easy way of doing it. Right? What if I want to do this from a button click like this on the top? If I go to any account, I want to do this here. This is the actions. How do I create an action? I have to go to here, links, button and actions, new action. What is the, this is a flow action. New contact screen, I select it. I say, save it. That's it. Just creating a button will not work. I have to go to account, go to page layout, go to account page layout. If I want to, this is the lightning action, right? You see, this is the new contact is the button we have created, right? This is the flow. Let me rename this, otherwise it will be difficult to understand. Special contact. If I now go to layout, I have a special contact button. This is not possible to drop into the classic layer. So you have to override this and drop it here. If you save it, and if you refresh the screen, now you see special contact is here. If you click it, this flow is opening up. Pop contact. Next. Pop-up contact is created. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think enough for the day today. We are still left with approval process, which we'll cover in the next session, and other things. So a happy puja for everybody. A good festive time for everyone. And we will upload this session to YouTube shortly. Or do you want to continue? Let me know. Yeah. I think already
Whatever you will
too
say,
much,
sir.
right?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah. I think please go and explore. And best wishes for you and your family. Thanks a lot for joining the call.